I don't have the courage to do the vlogging and live streaming for today because I'm not really in good health, actually. But due to health and hygiene practices, I can really develop fast recovery despite of little colds, cough, something like that. And then I maintain really intake of citrus fruits. Okay, that's why I think so. Okay, see, I'm now starting to be okay, but not totally okay. Wow. But I really miss vlogging and live streaming. This is part of my world. Okay, and this is really a commitment, love, and passion and education because I want to share my knowledge regarding chemical engineering, chemistry, science, like that, a little bit mathematics, like that, occupational safety and health, or whatever, as long as I can share to you guys and you can also extract some little learning about it. Okay? So I really miss this. Okay? And go back to business because I don't want to stop really because my revenues will stop also. Okay, as I told you, I am not dependent with the viewers now. I am dependent with the frequency of vlogging and live streaming and the number of videos I'm gonna be uploading in a day. Something like that. Really, guys. Okay? So I don't have anything in my mind. Okay, but I need to introduce very, very simple topic. Not simple topic, sorry. I am expecting that the audience are all related to science courses, right? Or science professionals. Okay, but this is universal science, right? But I don't think so. So other courses have specifically organic chemistry. I don't think so. There's only up to general chemistry lectures. And I'm sure to that, especially College of Arts and Sciences. They don't have really deeper sciences subjects. Okay? So I could not say very easy and very simple. To some, to few, especially aligned with us, science courses. Okay? Or especially the medicine courses also, a lot of chemistry there. But chemistry inside the body or chemistry for human being like that and bio part, life, something like that, or living organism, something like that, right? We have to study that also. Oh, okay. Now, it will not be denied, guys, that we have a lot of biochemical processes inside our body, and then biomolecules inside our body, or biopolymers inside our body, and then we need to categorize the functional group first before understanding what's going on inside our system. Okay? So we will be talking now. Partly external and partly internal. But in this case, it's gonna be universal. Like that. Okay, guys, the first thing to understand is the digestion process. Okay, like that. Because it's indigestion, it's the decomposition of fatty acids, and then toxins will be released there after the biochemical processes in there, and acids are very important. So how can we produce acid inside our physiological chemical reactions uh, in conjunction to our anatomy structure? Anatomy meaning the vital organs. Because these biochemical substances will not be perfectly behaving ideally or perfectly or in its normal function if there's no anatomy structures. Of course, if our anatomy structures are dying, how can these biochemical processes proceeding into its completion cycle? Right? It's not functioning. For example, if your liver is damaging, how can the toxins will be filtered? Okay, and how can the fats be digested or can be decomposed to any toxins and can be expelled from our body? So it's assumed that we have a healthy vital organs, our anatomy structure, in combination with our physical chemical reactions in different biochemical processes in our body. And then we have to understand this functional group in organic chemistry because these are all biochemical substances. We take food every day, that's already organic chemistry. Okay? So a lot of CHOs we intake. Really, a lot too. Every second, every minute, especially in our snacks, in our meals. It could not be denied. We are loaded with macromolecules inside our body. Specifically, the carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, amino acids, sugar, salts, acids, alcohols, like that, and many more. Okay, so let's start with the very basic list. I want to emphasize first the acid. Okay, because acid really is for digestion. Okay, and then through this, if we have enough level of acid in our body, our metabolic cycle will be perfectly functioning. Okay, so if the fats cannot be decomposed into different wastes, then that could be expelled in our body, then what will happen to us? Okay, we could not just imagine, right? So it's a normal cycle that we need to remove this from our system, right? So acids first. Okay, now we go back to basic. Okay, how can we produce acid? Acid. How can we produce acid in our body? So I am talking to you guys the acid we produce naturally inside our body, not the acid we produce during experimentation in the laboratory analysis. That would be synthesizing like that, whatever. It's not that what I mean now, but I mean that the natural process inside our body to produce an acid. Okay? It's gonna be, let's think for our because I didn't prepare. Usually I do not prepare in my vlogging live streaming, but it's totally actually not planned because of my health condition. Not in perfect shape. So, oh my gosh, my ano English dito, iron pala. Okay. Okay guys. So acid. So ato dito sa product guys ha. Acid. Oh, ganon. Okay. So acid in our chemistry lecture, we can produce acid through, okay, hydrolysis. Okay. Hydrolysis. Okay. Hydrolysis reaction. Okay. Ganon. To produce acid and a base. Wow. Okay. So acid and base neutralization reaction. If there's no neutralization reaction, what will happen also? There will be an imbalanced chemical reaction inside the body. And then it could not perform the regular biosynthesis, the anabolism, the catabolism, name it, any kind of biochemical reaction. So it will become abnormal also if there's no neutralization reaction. Okay? For example, if I will eat meat after dinner, then I have to neutralize that with some sort of an acidic substance or liquid. For example, I will drink Pepsi because Pepsi contains diluted phosphoric acid. Okay, then this acid will try to neutralize, the basic substances that we take in. Okay, something like that. Okay, to the point. And a lot of basic and a lot of acidic substances, and then we need to neutralize that one also. Okay? So if we come to think also that we need that as our digestion. Okay? Primarily lang siya. But ang pasok sa banga yun nasa sus atong lawas. Okay? Get the point? Ano siya? Neutralization reaction. Okay? Like that. Guys, as you can observe and as you can notice in the vlogging and live streaming, I focus on the basic foundation. Right? Basic foundation, basic concepts. Because I tell you honestly, this can lead you to pass certain examination if you have the basic concept and basic foundation. Okay? Especially science and mathematics. If you love engineering, if you love science courses, then bingo, pasok sa banga. And you should start that at your early age. In your elementary level, you will start that. And then high school. And then college. Because if you start that only in college, medyo late na siya. You will be overloaded with a lot of terminologies, a lot of physical and chemical processes. So while you are still in elementary level of education, grade school level, it's already discussed there, the basics, For example, evaporation, condensation, sublimation, like that, photosynthesis. And then again, high school is coming back still, but you have to add new terminologies also. And then when you are going in college, it will just come back also over and over again. But there's also another term. So it will be developed well and accumulated in your brain cells. It will be retained now in your hippocampus. The retention of your knowledge, okay, and learning and information, the part of your brain. Ganun siya. Okay? Get the point. Wala siya natabo. Okay. Okay, guys. Hydrolysis. What is hydrolysis? Reaction is a reaction of salt and water. Okay? Salt plus water. Acid and a base. Okay. Hydrolysis kasunod sa pinakasimple, guys. Ha? Digestive acid. When the question in the future was saying, what is a digestive acid? Okay, actually there are a lot of digestive acids, but it refers only to hydrochloric acid. Okay, if the question will say like that, because hydrochloric acid is the universal digestive acid inside our physiological chemical reactions in conjunction to our anatomy structures, vital organs, specifically the gut, GAT, and the digestive system, small intestine, and the large intestine. Okay? Ganon. Because it's in there the digestion took place or takes place. Ganon. Okay. So, di ba? Magluto ka sa kitchen. Okay? Ato ba tanang iodized salt? Okay. Iodized salt is very, very, it's very, very clear that you put iodine to that particular salt. That's why it becomes iodized salt. An adjective describing to what type of salt you have. That's like iodized salt, meaning describing the type of salt you have. Okay, that's iodized, meaning addition of iodine into that salt. That's why iodized salt. Okay, but in here, it's not iodized salt in hydrolysis reaction. It's simply the table salt, not the iodized. Because iodized will be now undergoing a lot of processes, okay, to become more refined, just like a refined sugar, okay? But in here, not an iodized. Though it will also create an acid and a base, but we are referring to the basic lang siya nga reversible reaction, okay? Or spontaneous chemical reaction, ganon. Okay, salt, sodium chloride, table salt dyes, okay? Like that, plus water. Hala. Salt plus water hydrolysis. Then, if we add water, this is also called hydration. Because anything you will add water to a certain chemical compound, that's also a hydration process, but it is commonly known as hydrolysis. Okay, in some organic chemistry topics, it could also be known as hydrogenation, but the only difference, you will only take hydrogen plus positive charge from water. There's a little bit of difference, okay? But actually, the process goes to the same flow, okay? Water as an addition to that chemical reaction. Okay, so hydration, hydrogenation, and hydrolysis. Because the word hydro speaks for water. Okay, that's why we have hydrostatic pressure, right? Ganon. Because this is water, something like that, okay? So, mga siya. So, kami siya guys, sodium chloride of water, kasi may nakatulong yung higay mo na. So, what type of chemical reaction we are going to use here? So, it's gonna be a double displacement chemical reaction. Okay, why I say that? Because water is a compound, and sodium chloride is a compound. And then we need to displace one over the other, which is a positive and a negative element, and then we need to exchange. That's like double displacement or double replacement chemical reaction. Okay, so it's becoming hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide. Okay, so this one is a strong acid. Okay, and this one is a strong base. Okay, Like that. No, for example, if the question in the future will ask, give an example of a strong acid. Oh, it's seal na yun. Yan ang pagduha-duha. Okay? Like, give an example of a strong base. Oh, sodium hydroxide na yun. Yan ang pagduha-duha. Okay? Because that is the basic example or, the universal example of hydrolysis reaction. Okay? Like that. So, sodium chloride plus water is equal to hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide. So, sodium chloride will be now our digestive acid. Okay? For digestion process or decomposition of fatty acids or fats inside our body. Okay? To release as wastes from our body during workout, gym, or any physical exercises or whatever you're doing that the sweat will come out from your body. So during perspiration, perspiration and removal of sweat or removal of electrolytes from your body. Okay? Digestive acid. Talaga, wait, mag-time ko kita. Bago naman kayo makayaw-yaw, makalimutan sa time. Charot! Okay, 8:14. Charot! So, digestive acid. Oh, ganon. Now, HCl inside our system, ha? An HCl outside our system in a commercially prepared, not really that 100% HCl, so we can sometimes call that as a muriatic acid. Okay, there's also HCl, but not in a 100% concentration, but there is a percentage of concentration of HCl. Nahaluan na siya water, but not 100%. But still, that's what we mean of HCl in our toilet to clean the bowel. Muriatic acid siya, ha? Okay, like that. Plus sodium hydroxide. As you can see, guys, sodium hydroxide. Okay, this triggers, what can you say also? The hydroxyl, right? This triggers, okay, the formation of alcohols inside our body. Alcohols. It's the natural alcohol found in our body because we need really alcohol in order to combine with fatty acids that will be used in the production of steroid hormones like that. Okay, nucleic acids, amino acids. Okay, so dili pa lang gaan sa sodium hydroxide, makaproduce na siya mga precursors of other biosynthesis because of the hydroxyl. Okay? Hydroxyl. It can easily be attracted to polar substances or polar solvents. Okay, like that. Okay? Get the point. So, but now, I will not intensify the reactions because mabuang tadi. We will never finish in discussion. Okay, we will say, sodium hydroxide plus glycerol, and then we will add also another, walang katapusan. Really? It will never end. There's a lot of chemical reactions. Okay? Because the product will also produce another product, and the product will also produce another byproduct, ganun siya. And then if you try also to recycle that one, it will become a reversible chemical reaction to proceed by its own, like that, and come back again, go back again. So it will never end. Okay? That's why, really to become a scientist, it's not easy. Okay, you will do a lot of experimentations, trial and errors to prove that it will be reliable and it could validate your scientific study, something like that. Okay, muna siya guys, ha? Okay, then if you try to reverse this hydrolysis reaction, it will become a neutralization reaction, of course. So, ibalik lang mo siya, meaning spontaneous. Okay, meaning to say, if the question was saying in the future, what is the spontaneous reaction of hydrolysis? Di maglibog din ka, no? Now, what is the spontaneous chemical reaction of a hydrolysis? Dahil sa choices ito, A, esterification, B, hydrogenation, ganon. So your answer will be neutralization. Okay, mo malibalik nila agad tao, hydrolysis, neutralization. Okay? You get the point? Mana siya na po. Balik yung mo guys, spontaneous na irreversible chemical reaction, right? Okay. Without this, guys, there will be no digestion, or our metabolic cycle will be imbalanced without this chemical reaction in our body. Again, don't forget this chemical reaction. Okay? Because in this principle, we need to expel all the toxins and waste products from our body through neutralization reaction, reversible with hydrolysis, something like that. Okay? Magtuwad na siya, balik na po, ganun. Okay. Now, start na sa functional groups. Kaloka. Okay. Gusto ko na ito pag-isgutan yung mga kuan sahan. Okay. Functional groups. Functional groups. Okay. Actually, guys, admittedly, when I was in my third year, because this is actually third year college in BS Chemical Engineering, but I don't know in BS Chemistry what year they are studying this organic chemistry, because I'm pretty sure they have also organic chemistry. Okay, the BS Chemistry and the BS Chemical Engineering have organic chemistry for sure. Okay, but we are studying this when we are in third year college. Admittedly, I memorized really the structuring, how it will become like that, okay? Because I don't want to miss something in my study, okay? They will mark me MOCK while I always study like that, blah, 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 so and so, okay? Because it could not be denied, pati mga tuldok, question mark, punctuation mark, I memorized that everything. Lagi, mabuang ko ako. Okay? But okay. Now, functional group number 1. Okay, alita sa carboxylic acid group. Okay? Carboxylic acid group. Okay. In this functional group, we can understand the presence of various fats, the saturated fats, unsaturated fats, the triglycerides, like that, in which those are main components to maintain our good health. Because normally that's found in our results, in our medical results. Okay, and then it could be related to the increase in sugar level, cholesterol, like that. Okay, ganon. So, ang carboxylic acid group, kaya mo siya guys ha, COOH. Kasi siya carbon, oxygen, and hydroxyl. Okay? Carbon, oxygen, and hydroxyl. It's not the same with inorganic chemistry because you only add H to become an acid. For example, chlorine plus hydrogen is equals to hydrochloric acid. But in organic chemistry, it's not like that. Okay, we have a carboxylic group that contains carbon, oxygen, and hydroxyl group before it will become an acid or organic acid. Okay, now, okay, how can we put that in a structural formula? Okay, time check A, yeah. Okay, like this. So, carbon, double bond, oxygen, ganon. Tanawa guys, di ba? Carbon, double bond, oxygen, OH, ganun siya. Di ba? Ang saya-saya special. Okay, now there are, imunin mo na ako, hala, okay. Imunin mo na ako, kuwang naging ko sa Sotero. You should remember na sa katong mga banding moment, katong mga polar covalent banding, non-polar covalent banding, van der Waals, weak chemical interactions, intermolecular forces reaction, dipole-dipole bonding, ganun yung timan nato siya, mga hydrogen bonding, so types of chemical bonding. Imo din i-review imong brain cells regarding that types of chemical bonding. Kaya mo maging siya ang kuan sa chemical engineering at sa BS chemistry. Okay? You get the point? Okay. Okay. Now, 6 valence electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 unpaired electrons. Wow! So 4 unpaired electrons. And now, carbon. How many valence electrons of carbon in the outermost shell? So we have 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One lone pair. Lone pair, guys, meaning solo electron, not being shared. Okay? Then OH negative. So there's no need for the OH negative. Now, so can you say this is a polar or a non-polar? Okay? Okay. Anybody? Can you say carboxylic functional group or carboxylic acid group is a polar or non-polar? Now, i-review din mo yung general chemistry lecture. If we say polar, okay, there's an unshared electrons. Okay. Polar covalent band, there will be an unshared electrons. So that is polar. What is the basic example of a polar molecule in the planet Earth or in the universe? It is water. Okay, mao gyud siya pinaka-basic na example for polar molecule. Okay, water. Okay, now let's illustrate water in its dipole-dipole banding and hydrogen to hydrogen banding. Okay, why I said hydrogen to hydrogen banding? Because there's H2. So hydrogen, hydrogen banding. Okay, ganon. And then say oxygen. Ganon. Guys, you'll never say hydrogen as your backbone in the structuring of your chemical bonding because hydrogen is the lightest element in the universe. There's no such more than one valence electrons naturally of hydrogen. It's only one. So it's not the parent or it's not the backbone of your chemical bonding. It's always the oxygen. Okay? So oxygen at the center and you have to band that with hydrogen. So 6 valence electrons of oxygen. Akong gi-illustrate, guys, so that I can explain best in the carboxylic acid group. I'll be having a comparative analysis. Okay, something like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, hydrogen 2. Connectin mo hydrogen ulit. Tadadat. Tadadat. So this becomes H2O. How many unpaired electrons? There are 4 electrons unpaired. Halaka. Now, if there are 4 unpaired electrons when we drink water every day, daily attitude, what will happen to the 4 unpaired electrons? It will be stabilized in other biochemical reactions inside our body. Could it be in the protein, amino acid synthesis, protein synthesis, nucleic acid synthesis, ganon, or the biosynthesis of some vitamins and nutrients inside our body? Because there are unshared electrons of water. So what's the purpose in there if they will never react to other biochemical substances inside our body? Right? That's why there's really a chance of free radicals inside our body. Because sa water pa lang daan, na siya na unpaired electrons. You got the point? Okay. Now, so this is polar molecule. Okay, polar molecule. Now, we can say that if it is polar molecule or the higher the polarity of a substance, so it will be connected to the electrons flow. Why? Because these are electrons. The 4 unshared electrons are literally or technically electrons. So meaning to say, it is really conductive to electricity. Okay? The more polar the substance is, the more we conduct electricity because there are unshared pair of electrons, because the definition of electricity is the flow of electrons in the path or a wire inside our body or to any path that will conduct electricity. And it's very clear, electrons. And it's near also unpaired electrons. That's why the higher the polarity, the more it will conduct electricity. Okay? And that's best explained. Okay? Polar substances are highly conductive to electricity. Okay? Get the point? Because there's a lot of unshared electrons. Okay. Now, it's very clear, right? So there's polar molecule. Now, guys, the carboxylic acid is so many unshared electrons in here. So there's a chances to be bonded with other biochemical reactions also. Okay? To be stabilized by these fatty acids. So what are the examples for this? The phospholipids, okay? The glycerol, the triglycerides, something like that, okay? It will bond to another, substances. Or shall we say the lipoprotein? Lipoprotein are mainly the cholesterol group inside our body. Okay, they're functioning indirectly proportional with this, carboxylic acid because this means fatty acid in organic chemistry. As I've logged several times, okay, fats will go together to lipoprotein from places to places in our bloodstream to transport the vitamins and nutrients needed for our health. Okay, so if there will be no fatty acids, how can these nutrients and vitamins will be transported to different vital organs to perform their normal functions for our health immune system, right? Dito point. Oh, wala sinita ko. So, and then guys, aside from this unpaired electrons of carboxylic acid group, we have also OH negative, hydroxyl. Timan negative siya. Okay, so there's also another outlet. Now, it will react also to another biochemical substances. You got a point. Especially kung i-add nyo ang katong OH na, OH sa usap, hindi mo ka ng H2O guys. Di ba, I couldn't explain further, but because in physics, right? In physics, we should remember the law of magnetism. I think it's gonna be Michael Faraday, a scientist that discovered that electromagnetism. It's gonna be, basta, nahanap ko siya. Di ba, ang law of magnetism, if the same, it will repel, right? If it is not the same poles, it will repel at the same poles. If different poles, it will attract. Law of magnetism. But in here, in biochemical processes, it will never hold through because OH or hydroxyl group in a certain substance will also react to another OH group with other substances. For example, if we have the glycerol, the sugar alcohol in our body, if we drink alcoholic beverages, okay, glycerol, okay. By the way, guys, alcoholic abuse, you will develop more level of glycerol that will try to damage your liver. Okay? So take note of the word glycerol. Okay? So it triggers triglycerides level. The more glycerol you have inside your body, the more also you have the triglycerides because they are connected with each other. You get the point? Because you have fats in your body. Fats will react to glycerol to produce triglycerides level. That's why most of the drunkard or will drink alcoholic will have very, very big stomach. Okay? Obese and overweight. Unless they are not smokers. It will not hold true for smokers because most smokers are also thin, Thin. Okay, not too much big because their fats also loses because it will react to nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, right? The fats was being absorbed by NAD. Okay, that's why even though they drink too much alcohol, but the nicotine level will increase in their body being a smoker, and this NAD will react to the fatty acids, so the fats will be keep on decreasing, and they will become thin. Okay? Except for smokers. What I mean, drunkard who are smokers. Buta sabot pala, inom pa siya, manigarilyo pa siya. More or less, daot siya, hindi siya tambok. Okay? Though, depende na sa situation, but more of them are daot yun, na tambok. Because ang fats man good nila, okay, i-absorb sa nicotine. Okay? You got the point? During chemical reaction. Now, what will happen here? Okay, glycerol, di ba? OH na siya, no? Nakaloka. Di ba glycerol is a sugar alcohol through drinking whiskey, beer, sadiki, or whatever. As long as it is a wine or whatever, okay, there's an OH also here, right? So doon kita mo muna ni Grace, pagkadating formula ang chemical engineering or chemistry, kuti jong dagang formula, billions of chemical formulas. Okay? And I cannot memorize everything. Okay? Like that. Now, there's an OH negative here, and there's also OH in the fatty acid. Now, if you try to recall the law of magnetism in physics, it will not be applied in chemistry because OH negative and OH negative will try to react in chemistry. You got the point? Then, the OH in this, di ba nakakaloka? The OH of this carboxylic acid group will react to the glycerol. Okay, now it will become triglycerides. The 80% fats accumulated in your liver first, and it will not be digested and decomposed properly. It will go to your digestive system and will stop in your bile, in abdomen, head, visceral fat. Okay, hindi na kaya i-digest. Okay, muna siya. So, what tawag guys? OH negative plus OH negative. So, di ba? O, sige, ako ibutang triari. Kaloka? Ako babason. Imagine one functional group pa, ang dami explanation. Wow. There's a lot of functional group pa. Okay? O dyan yung life. Okay. Now, OH negative plus OH negative in an organic chemical reaction. Di ba may yun mo nga O2, H2O2. If you add OH, because there are two OH. Okay? Or you can say O2, H2, or H2O2, or whatever in mathematics. If you try to add the same, it should be twice that element. For example, x plus x is equals to 2x. Diba? Sa math, plus man siya. Unless it is be multiplied, it will become x squared. But here, plus man siya, OH plus OH negatives, it will become twice OH or twice of the hydroxyl group. So twice of the hydroxyl group will become H2O2 in chemistry. Okay? Like that. Now, if there are two hydroxyl, okay, it will yield H2O2, which is a hydrogen peroxide, the agua oxinada that we use in our, in our toilet, whatever, something like that. Okay? Ganon, so H2O2. Ganon. Then, in our biochemical process, we don't need H2O2. We need only water. So we will expel another oxygen to the other system to be used in another biosynthesis so that we can gain water and expel the oxygen into product. You get the point? That's why we have, for example, we have now the what do you call this one? Produce oxygen synthesis. Get the point? Mo yield sa oxygen, di ba? Kaya basta mag-recall sa ako ha. Okay. H2O plus CO2 is equals to O. Mo-add man siya, mabali siya, mag-plus siya ng oxygen, na kung combustion, mag-release siya ng oxygen. Okay? So, ang oxygen, mo-release siya sa gawa sa product. So, muna yung kulihat mo nga rin. Okay. Muna siya, H2O release mo ani. So, mo na din ka, glycerol. Okay. Imo yung subtone, guys. It's not enough to memorize. Okay. Glycerol, okay, plus fatty acid. Okay. Fatty acid. Is equals to salt plus water. O dara na yung water, o nasa product yung water. Di-transport na ninyo ang water sa product. Ang imong oxygen, i-use siya sa chemical reaction. Okay? You get the point? Ang glycerol, kung saan yung glycerol? Di ba, alcohol family? And alcohol family is also a basic family, base, B-A-S-E. Okay, that's why it's a hydroxyl group. Anything attached to a hydroxyl group is a basic family, whether it is an alcohol or not. Okay? It's very clear. Okay? Like that. So it will become now the base. Okay? Plus fatty acid, of course, acid. So literally, we have now already neutralization reaction in organic chemistry point of view. The glycerol plus the fatty acids, you take daily alatool. Okay, like that because the glycerol can be produced inside our body man siya talaga. Not necessarily we intake that one. Okay? Like that. And salt. Now your salt guys will be now your glycerol esters or esters from glycerol or ester only. Okay? Actually, you can have glycerol esters, ganun, or ester only that could simplify that is already the glycerol ester. It depends on you kung saan nakasabot lang ka. Okay, plus water. Okay. Now, if you produce an ester, this is a salt, equivalent to hydrolysis also in general chemistry lecture. Okay? Glycerol plus fatty acid is equal to the neutralization reaction also in the general chemistry lecture. Okay? Now, since you produce ester in organic chemistry, this is now what we call as esterification process. Okay? Esterification process. Ganon. Now, there will be no ester if there will be no carboxylic addition to a base compound. Okay, so number two, ester. Kaya naman tayo carboxylic group, ester. So, kung sa may functional group sa ester, sana na. Diba? So, this would be siya gamay. So, R, single band, C, double band, oxygen, O, R, apostrophe. Diba? Okay. Ano na lang siya guys? Klaro kayo siya guys, ang imong oxygen guys, kami na siya sa OH. Ha? Nagibungkag mo na kayo, water nga ito man dito ato. Kanakakuyan mo kung suksuwan, itaas mo kayo siya reaction. Good? Okay? Like this. This is an ester functional group. Okay? Like that. So for example, ako lang yung example guys ay para pasok sa banga. Charot. Sa basa. Magugay ka sa ani. Okay? Okay, if we have glycerol, okay, muna siya ang muna sa glycerol. Okay? Kaya ngayon yung natin guys, kung yung i-memorize, basta once we have the term glycerol, glycerin, glyceride, hindi mo dyan ipasok sa imong brain cells 3 atoms of carbon. Okay? And there will be 3 hydroxyl group. The rest will be balancing there, the H. So through balancing, you can determine if there's a need to put a double band, if there's a need to put a single band, if there's a need to put a triple band, ganon. Okay? Now, kay glycerol man, OH, so let's assume first technically na wala siya double band. Okay? Ana ang gina siya. Kaya hindi ka po aling kasama ako hindi nga mapariho. Diba? So OH, 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 ganon. Diba ang OH, yung OH mo, kontaktan sa OH sa fatty acids. Okay? O, diari, nasa si OH no. O, ganon. OH. Ano naman? COOH ang carboxylic group. O, si ganon, ganon, chucho. O, ganon. Okay. Plus. At tubig siya mo add sa OH, guys. Really. Okay. OH, C, oxygen na ganon. OH, C, ganon. O, diba? So, di ka ni OH, this will become water in the product. Okay, butang na nadaan yung water in product. Okay? So, ang iyong problema, ang ester na lang. Okay, ang salt or ang glycerol ester. Basically, it's a salt, right? Okay? Now, di ba nakuha na mo ang H2O? Ito na kayo nabili ng isang oxygen. Ano ulit yung papasa na ko? Ano na namin siya dito? So, guys, C, O, ganon, chuba-chucho, dual band, oxygen, C, ganon. Oh, diba? Okay, kontak man dito ako, muna niya siya, CH3, assuming na muna siya. Oh, ako yung ibalhin reali. Okay? Let's say guys na, okay, nikaon karon ng buttered chicken. Or for example, nikaon kang fried chicken. Or let's say, Unsa man giko ang karong higayon na, for example, white rice that rich in saturated fat. Okay, for example, chicken, right? So, if you eat oily chicken, na siya ay stearic acid, automatically or technically inputted inside your body. So, if I will put the stearic or saturated fat, okay, from the glycerol alcohol, which is synthesized naturally inside your body. Okay? So, glycerol, ganon, ganon. Di lang ako butang agad. I'll never put hydrogen is understood, ha? Okay. Ganon. So, it will become like this na, double, like this, carbon, double bond oxygen, another way. So, kaya kung ano to, di ba yung mga stearic. So, stearic acid has 18 atoms of carbon. Diha pa lang daan, guys, delikado na kayo kay 18 atoms of carbon na ang i-intake ni mo. Okay, it's not easy to break that 18 atoms of carbon. Okay, like that. So, see, dahan kayo carbon ang kuan, stearic acid. Okay, talidat, ganon. So, let's say, para madali, isang ulan na ito ang formula sa stearic, C18H36O2. Hindi mo naman ikuha ang kuan dali, hydrogen, di ba? Nakuha na mo ang hydrogen dito, nakuha na mo ang duha ka carbon. Yung ibutangan niya, 16 na lang. So, carbon 16. Pwede na ka mag-structural, understood na. Okay? Ang hydrogen, nakuha na mo ang duha. So, pila na lang ka hydrogen. So, 34 na lang. Ang oxygen, nakuha na mo ang usa. Because kini oxygen, di banded na mo yung duha. Di man iyahan. Okay? Ganon. So, nalakay oxygen nga, 1 lang yung oxygen. So, C16H34, 1. Okay, nakuha naman ang duha ka oxygen. Muna siya. So, di band na siya, no? And then, another outlet of OH, let's say, you intake healthy essential fatty acids. For example, you eat peanuts or cashew, walnuts. That's unsaturated fats. It's not bad. It's healthy for our system. Kanang mga nuts in your tea. So, for example, nakakuha na kang oleic acid. Okay. Ang formula sa oleic acid, imo siyang i-add sa OH sa glycerol sa ikaduhang OH. Muna gihapon, ganon. Nakita niyo guys? Okay. Di ba? And then, H, ganon. H, ganon. Okay. And then, ang oleic is ano siya? 18 atoms of carbon, 34 atoms of hydrogen, and 2 atoms of oxygen. So, gikuha na nimo ang atoms sa carbon. So, pinanalain habilin ng higayon na. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. So, ano na lang? 15. Ganon. 15, 16, 17, 18. Kung ano mo duha? So, H, pwede mo ko 34. Yeah. Duha ka hydrogen, ano naman ari. So, 32. So, oxygen na lang, ano na lang, naman kay oxygen ari. C16H32. So, nalakay saturated. Nasaan kaya unsaturated? Mono. Unsaturated. Let's say, ang ikatulo, trans fats. Trans fats katong delikado siya nga fat na makakause of cancer. For example, okay, katong fixed revealing yang kuan ba yang banding. Okay, there's no double band, like that, chuba chuchu, and then following the trans fat structure. So, itong trans fat structure, review. Di ba, anak ng itong trans fat. Imo sang sundo ng yang kuan, ang yang structure sa trans fat, ha? So, anak, kaligat, ganon. Kaligat, ganon. So, magbuhat ka diri ari, okay? Okay, trans fat man siya. Magbuhat ka diri ari, o katong muan sa kilid. Di ba? H, diri H, ano diri? Diri. So, imo sumpayan mga anak chuba-chucho, ha? Para mo follow din siya sa structural orientation sa trans fats. Okay? Kung speak magutag trans fats, guys, Okay, it could either be an oleic acid or a linoleic acid or a double band. Pero ang iyang orientation is a trans. Okay, because in organic chemistry, we have the trans, the cis, the para. So actually, it is also an example of unsaturated. But actually, the positioning is different. Okay? Diba? Muna siya. So muna makadaot sa lawas, di man siya makakos ng cancer. Kandriari, kung na kayo mga trans fats. Okay? Oh, muna siya. Okay, sabi niya mga trans fats, katong madelikado ng mga pagkaon, katong palagi ka sugars, mga halo-halo, ice creams, kung sana lang. Okay? Mga cake. Taga-adlaw ka ng kaon ng cake, taga-adlaw ka ng halo-halo, taga-adlaw ka ng kaog milk tea, o taga-adlaw ka ng kaog chocolate, o nga na, so taata kayo ng trans fats. Okay? So, delikado. Okay. Muna siya yung ester. So, dapat tayo ether. Isa may functional group sa ether. Wow. Dipindi ko muna ng ether, guys. Okay? Ana ang ether ay ganun. Ano na siya R, ganun. Bali, ang ether din, wala siya carbon. Di ba unique? Ang iyang parent, ang oxygen, just like the water. But ang iyang attachment, ang iyang bonded attachment, ang mga R. Ang R, guys, ang organic chemistry are alkyl group, ha? CH family, CH, let's say methane, ethane, butane, propane, hexane, pentane, octane, nonane, decane, octane, decane, octadecane. Okay? Octadecane meaning 18 atoms of carbon. Muna siyang mga sherit. Okay? Octadecane. And then dodecane. Dodecane is 12 atoms of carbon. So kung yung palmatic, pila man na siya. That is hexadecane. Okay, 10 plus 16. Our basis is the 10 first, which is the decane. Ganun. Sige, I'll cite an example, guys, para masabtan. So, kanina sa ito, uy, dugi kita mahuman. Daghang kay functional group, guys. I think there will be 10 or 12, something like that, okay? But let's discuss tricky. Dugi kita mahuman sa tulong kabuk, no? Okay, so ether, R, muna siya. Okay? Ako i-discuss ang naming, ha? Okay, naming, charot. Okay. For example, guys, mga fats ka na for obesity, overweight, ganun, hyperglycemia, ganun, or basically mga type 2 diabetes, ganun din mga sugar of fats related bila sa duha. Okay, directly proportional with each other. Okay? Tungkol sa mga synthesis reaction, ganun. Okay? Get the point now. Kung may kukuan, guys, may carbonate, I would say, linoleic acid, which is a polyunsaturated essential fatty acids, meaning to say healthy fats or healthy fatty acids. Okay? Ganun siya. That we take in from plants like that. Okay? From, for example, olive oil, canola oil, ganon. Okay? And omega-3 oils, fish oils, ganon. Diba? Okay? Muna siya linoleic acid. Okay, CH32O2. Ganon, diba? O sa may equivalent if you use the original naming. Okay? Diba 18 is 10 plus 8 and 10 is decane. 8 is octane, right? So you will put first the last number of carbon. We will say octadecane. Octadecane. Okay, ganon. Now, dili ko na siya kaya nga no, napaman na siya yung mga numbering kung asa ka mag-start. So let's say 18 down, taas ka siya. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, diba? Diba, right? Okay, 18. Now, if you start from the right, you start from the right in counting, guys, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. Ganon. 9. So, 10, 11, 12. O, 12. 13, 14, 15. O, 15. Ganon. 16, 17, 18. So, 18 carbons. O, ganon. Diba? Ganon siya, guys. Okay? Okay. Now, if we say linoleic, you get the point? If you say linoleic, this is 9 because the double bond will be in the number 9 carbons. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So, dili ang double bond sa 9. Okay? So, 10, 11, 12. So, this is a 12. That's why it's called 9, 12, octadecane. NE, you will change that to oik. Oik, why? Because this is using the IC. If we count more than 2 on the double band. So you will say decanoic. Oh, ganon. Adam mo oik. If there are 2 double bands, or 1 double band, or 2 double bands. If there's no double band, you will never say oik. Okay? Yan, so, 912 octadecanoic acid. Okay? Muna siya. Sakto ba siya? Decanoic acid. Oh, sakto siya. Decanoic acid. Let's investigate, guys. Octadecanoic acid. No, it's not. Dinuic acid. Dinuic acid. Because there are 2 E family which is a double band. Na atin ng IC acid. Octadecanoic acid. Diba hirap? That's why some books will just specify the term, linoleic acid instead of using this naming na mag-start ka sa right because it's very difficult to pronounce. At the same time, it's very difficult to troubleshoot with the double band, gano'n. Okay? Now, kung yung linoleic acid, there will be 3 double bands. Ano sa number 15? So, ano ba yun? 9, 12, 15, octadecanoic, trienoic acid. So, 9, 12, 15, octadecanoic, trienoic acid. O, di ba? Why nakainom ko ninyo na anin kayo na? Because ang sheric acid, guys, ano na siya? Octadecanoic acid. Because there's no ENA. Okay? So, tanan mo, butang yung siya IC sa role yun niya, guys. Walang di pa kami nga octadecanoic. Octadecanoic, kaya applicable naman na sa general chemistry lecture. Anong puno kag UUS. For example, sulfuric acid, nasa kay sulfurous acid. Phosphoric acid, nasa kay phosphorus acid. Like that. Or permanganic acid na po kay permanganose acid. But in organic chemistry naming, there's no such like that. You can never say octadecanoic acid. You can never say octadecanoic acid. Always IC yun siya per me sa organic chemistry. Get the point? Muna siya. Okay? Now, if you start with the right also, guys, the naming, it will now, mag-start ka sa right, muna mag-omega, chuba-chuchu ka. So, 1, 2, 3, omega 3 fatty acids because the double bond is in the number 16 of the fats or fatty acids. Or it's number 3 starting from the left. That's why omega 3 fatty acids. The omega represents the counting, the naming. Okay? There's a reason behind why we put omega there. Okay? Now, if you say omega 6 fats, omega 9 fatty acids. So, imo lang i-troubleshoot from the right sa carbon number 9 ato ka mubutang og double band. Ato ka mubutang double band sa 6. So, basically, the more it is unsaturated, the more it will become healthy for our body. if there's a double band. Because guys, the principle of double banding, it will fold. Okay, just like protein. Protein synthesis, it will undergo protein folding. So the more it will fold, the more it will create another form of protein. The same in here, the more it will be folding, the more it will react to another substances. Okay, that will become unsaturated and healthy for our body. Because if it is not folding, it will not react to other. It is close enough. Nobody can react. If nobody can react, so problem. So, di siya kagawas. Something like that, right? Or mag-stuck lang siya sa bloodstream. Okay? Mag-stuck siya sa bloodstream, mupilit siya dito sa mga kuan, epithelmia. Diba? Epithelmia, the inner layer of the blood vessels. Ganon. Okay, so, di siya makatransport, maka-move, or maka-circulate. So, dapat mo-fold yun ang fats. Mo-fold. Muna na double band. Muna yung purpose sa double band. Okay? Siya. Okay, guys? Muna siya ang linoleic and linoleic acid. Okay. Now, for example, guys, natay ka ng cherry. Okay? Saan itong cherry? Sabi ka ka cherry? Ganun ka pang cherry. Okay, C18H36O2. Okay. Ganun ako makalimutan ng cherry because it came out in the board examination. Naman ko yung history ng cherry acid. Good. Okay? Hindi dyan ako siya kalimutan. Okay? Ang question dito ako na yung based on my brain cells, memory recall, what type of acid as one of the raw materials in shampoo and in soap? That's the question. And it's very surprising asking that to a fatty acid. Imagine. But remember, chemical process industries or CPI, BS Chemical Engineering, there will be a lot of raw materials that have different applications, not limited to only one. Okay, so akong nahinumduman na mauna siya na raw material po siya sa shampoo, sa soap, or sa shave. Okay, kanang fluid sa shave, nasa na siya stearic acid. Okay, so mo to kung di-answer. Okay, mo to sakto siya. Pag naman sa board exam, ako dyan nililita yun ang libro sa CPI. Charot, sakto man siya. Muna natin ko history ng stearic acid. Kapag tayo naman ko sa stearic. Nakakaloka. Diba? So aside from it is an acid found in the batter, in the cheese, in the meat. So nasa niya siya sa mga mga raw materials sa shampoo, sa soap, sa shave, ganon. Imagine ka na di question sa board exam, na dili siya common application sa stearic. Kasi fats din ang stearic acid. So how come it will be sa industry? Diba? In fact, ang kasalawas. Manong lagi kayong question. Okay? Ganon. So, C18H36O2, diba? So, ganun siya, guys. So, kung muad kag enzyme, saan kung enzyme, guys? Enzyme plus substrate to catalyze the chemical reaction or to increase the rate of reaction to produce another chemical reaction or to produce a product. Something like that. So, in here, kung stearic siya at first, produce siyang oleic acid. O, ganon. So, atong i-add ang enzyme 9-alpha desaturase. Nakakaloka, di ba? Desaturase, okay? So, muproduce siyang oleic acid. Right? Now, oleic acid, okay, ang oleic acid, guys, mag-produce siya inside sa atong lawas. Okay? Or mabiosynthesize siya. So, kung sa may tawagan ng mabiosynthesize siya or sulod sa atong lawas. Okay? Kasi tawag niya ba siya? Partly siya essential and partly also siya non-essential. Okay? Since ma-produce man siya, ato na lang siyang tawagan of non-essential. Okay, non-essential. Kaya ma-produce man siya sa biosynthesis. Non-essential fatty acids. Okay? Though partly it is good to the health. Okay? The same as the stearic. Okay? Stearic acids. So, di ba guys? Yung puno nga, non-essential fatty acid ang stearic acid o oleic acid. But take note, healthy ang oleic acid. So it's not enough nga makibaw lang ka sa description na non-essential amino fatty acid, non-essential fatty acid. So imusod siyang i-troubleshoot kung healthy ba siya o hindi. Okay? Like that. Now, kung gusto ka i-convert na linoleic acid, okay, from oleic or from stearic to oleic to linoleic. Okay, let's say for example, okay, linoleic acid. Okay, this is biosynthesis in our body, biosynthesis, meaning combination reaction of biochemical substances. So biosynthesis reaction. Okay? Guys, you cannot produce linoleic acid inside our body. Meaning to say, that could be only taken when we buy food supplement, vitamins, or the food we eat. We can find the linoleic ng mga olive oil, mga ganun, okay? Canola oil, rich in peanuts, mga nuts, ganun, chuchu, okay, mga fish oils, rich in linoleic acid. So meaning to say, this linoleic acid is essential fatty acid. Okay? Now, ang definition pala sa essential fatty acid is a fatty acid that cannot be biosynthesized inside our body. Okay? But it can be taken into our body or can be synthesized externally by laboratory analysis. Okay? Meaning external, not internal. So that we mean by essential amino acids. So more or less coming from different vitamins, food supplements, and multivitamins, or if not, coming from food that rich in linoleic acid. Okay, that's very clear. So maka-distinguish na what is an essential fatty acid and non-essential fatty acid. The same principle with amino acid. There's also essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Now, for example, if we have, based on memorization, if you have 21 amino acids in our body, amino acids are the building blocks of protein, right? Okay, in our biochemistry. Okay, now, if we have 21, how many essential amino acids are there? And how many non-essential amino acids are there? So, may bawaan din mo based on nga principle. Kasi kung saan mo add enzyme, hindi siya makaproduce. Okay, o another amino acid. So, that means that is an essential amino acid. So, katong maproduce sa susunod sa atong lawas, ito siyang non-essential amino acid. Maka-biosynthesized. Okay? Like that. Okay? So, literally, there will be no 9, 12 alpha desaturase enzyme to produce a linoleic acid. Okay? Sa'yo na kasi i-memorize desaturase because the saturation was being removed to become unsaturated. The word D means removal. Okay lang guys, kung ani ang mga types of enzymes, pero ang enzymes mag-uuban, lisod kayo, hindi ma-derive sa ilang pangalan. Okay, for example, I have the Rubesco in Calvin cycle, right? The enzymes there are ribulose, 1 ribulose, 5 biphosphate, carboxylase, oxygenase. Di ba? Wala siya sa term. Muna siya, mo dyan sa go. But in any very eyes, ay siya pag-determine kay masabtan man yung mga desaturase, meaning an enzyme that will produce unsaturation. That's why desaturase, they remove the saturation. So desaturase. Niya ang number, kanina pong number sa iyang naming. Okay, so dali ka siya yung memorize, right? The same also the synthesizing of vitamin D into our kidney from the liver. Okay, because we can synthesize that also by adding 1 alpha hydroxylase, ganun siya. Yes. So because we have the process there, hydroxylase process. Okay? You get the point? So dali natin mo mahibawaan. Okay? Ganon. Okay, hydrogenation. Okay? Hydrogenation. Okay? Diba? Hydrogenation. So, klaro kayo guys, na ang iyang enzyme niya is hydrogenase. Okay? Muna yung timanan na mga clue ba? Bisag wala mo din-memorize ang sabtani mo. Pero, okay, kung nakay dehydrogenation, removal of hydrogen. Okay? Kung ano kayo yung enzyme niya, dehydrogenase. Unless specific siya technical term na equivalent ano niya. But generally, that is dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, like that. Okay? Ganon. Na kung hydroxyl, kung saan siya? Hydroxyl. Okay? Hydroxyl. Hydroxylation. See? Hydroxylation na po siya. Ano siya, guys? Diba? Umuro ng timat ano nakakaloka. Okay? So, kung sa oras kami, tinatunak ng char. Hydroxylase, di ba? Meaning to say, okay, hydroxylation. Okay? Meaning to say, adding hydroxyl in the reaction. Kasi hydroxylation man siya. So, meaning, ang imong enzyme ano, kay hydroxylase. Kung i-remove mo ang hydroxyl, dehydroxylation. Okay? Dehydroxylation. So normally, ang atong general na enzymes, dehydroxylase. Okay? Masabtan rin mo sa inyong terminology. Sometimes that you don't have to memorize. Okay? Like that. Common na rin siya ng reaction. Kaning hydroxylation, okay? This is found in vitamin D. Vitamin D synthesis and absorption. Okay? Absorption. Okay? Ang kanina mga dehydration, katuloy siya sa mga removal of water. Okay? Removal of water, di ba? So, dehydration. Removal of water. So, dehydrogenase. The enzyme will be there. So, dehydration, yung removal of water in your system. Sikit pangihi because na-remove man ang water sa inyong lawas. So, dehydrate. Okay, so ang water ang remove. So that is dehydration. Okay, dehydration or dehydrogenation. But specifically, that is dehydration because we are referring to water, not only the hydrogen plus ion you remove, which is the dehydrogenation. Okay, you got the point. Arito magdaong sa D removal. Okay, ganon. Kung hydration sa nag-add up ng water. So, ang enzyme na po din mo kay hydrase. Kaya kung hydrogenase ito, hydrogenase. O, di ba? Okay. For example, guys, na ako'y kuan. For example, alawi, di ba na ako'y kuan, vitamin D. Ang trabaho sa vitamin D is a precursor for the production of, steroid hormones and sex hormones. Right? May trabaho sa vitamin D. Okay, now, vitamin D will be produced also coming from the cholesterol, okay, decomposition if you expose yourself to the sun. Okay? Ganon. So, kumuha na siya ang sun, okay, you are walking here, and then di palimot ka, meaning to say, your cholesterol was being converted, decomposed into vitamin D through the presence of ultraviolet rays of the sun. Okay?
Life is ready to tell.
Mo na di ka angay mag-uol nga yung cholesterol mo taas-taas gamay because it will be used up to become a vitamin D if you are just exposed to the sun. So, your vitamin D already there is cholecalciferol, okay? Or, calcitriol. Cholecalciferol, calcitriol, or vitamin D3. Okay? Vitamin D3, and then it will be converted to later on to vitamin D alone without subscript. It will go to your epidermis. Diba? Ultraviolet rays will go to your skin. Will go to your epidermis, the outer surface of your skin, and then later on it will go to the liver, and after that it will go to the kidney, and then that's the time to the last stage it will become vitamin D na siya from D3. Okay, like that. Now the vitamin D2 coming from the food, not coming from the sun. Okay, kaya ang sun D3 naman din siya. So dito pwedeng ilugon ang D3 sa food. by technical information, vitamin D2 coming from the food and food supplements and other vitamins, not coming from the sun. For example, if the examination in the future will say, what is the vitamin D obtained from the sun? Your answer will be immediately vitamin D3. Okay, not 2, not D. Get the point? Okay, uban ba gud dito sila nila nga vitamin D mo oras sa tanan. But there's a vitamin D, vitamin D2, vitamin D3. Lain-lain na siya pangalan. Ang vitamin D is calciferol ra gyud siya. Ang vitamin D2 mo na siya ang calcidiol ganon or ergocalciferol. Ang vitamin D3 mo na siya ang cholecalciferol o ang calcitriol. Okay, ang process niya magdepende asa nga vital organ siya mag-undergo og chemical synthesis. Okay, for example, if I have the D3, it will go to the liver first and then go to the kidney. Okay? If I have a D2, it will to the liver without passing the skin, of course, and then going to the kidney. Something like that. Okay? Muna siya metabos. Ako nililistay ang chemical reaction of vitamin D, ha? Okay. Ganon. Nakakaloka. Okay. Now, so muna siya metabos. So, ang first stage, hydroxylation reaction. For example, guys, in the ano ba yan? Sorry time. Uy, nakaloka. Lali, yaw-yaw eh. Okay? For example, guys, ang question examination, for example lang ha, board examination sa FUE, inon siya nga, what process the vitamin D involves? Okay? What process involves in the production of vitamin D? Ganon. So there's a lot of choices there. So your answer will be hydroxylation na. No other thing. Ay mo kakinta na mga hydroxylation na gila siya. Okay? So, the process in vitamin D production is hydroxylase. Okay. Now, klaro kayo siya mag-produce ng hydroxyl. Okay? Ganon. Okay? Now, first, sa vitamin D2 ta, or V, vitamin D2 calcidiol. Charot. Nakakasidiol. Okay. An ergocalciferol. Charot. Calciferol. Mag-start mo siya sa liver. Okay? Liver. O, muna itong liver. Sa atay. Ano na siya? Siya hydroxylase reaction di ara sa first stage. Okay? Muna siya. Okay? So, let's say, hindi siya sa asan ha? Sa food supplements, sa pang-gina siya di ara. Now, mupulos siya o okay, 1 vitamin hydroxy, okay, ganun, hydroxy vitamin, okay, D, okay, ganun, hydroxy vitamin D. Ang iyang formula guys, kung tanawin mo ang packaging sa mga multivitamins or sa vitamins na inigipalit for your maintenance, nasa yung nga formula, 25 OH, okay, OHD. Ganon. Ganon. Sumunod siya, 25 hydroxy vitamin D or 25 hydroxy calciferol D or 25 hydroxy calcidiol D. Muna siya first stage. Okay. Ang second stage mo ang kidney. Meaning kasi dito na rin ito, madaot ang inyong liver ng kidney kung wala kay enough vitamin D. Okay, kaya ato man ang process ko dito ato. Okay? Ganon. So, after this one, nanakay enzyme ani na ma-produce. Okay, so na D3 na siya, vitamin D3. Okay? So, ang imong pananim gayon na mo na siya 125 hydroxy vitamin D. Oh, di ba? So, ang imong reaction na siya, ano na siya? 25 OH, okay, times 2D. Ganon. Ano yung reaction, guys? Okay? Ganon siya 2. Dili-ari. Okay? Ang usa, wala man siya 2. 25 regular siya. Okay? Ganon. So, kaning 125 hydroxy vitamin, pwede sa rin release ganon. 125 hydroxy calcitriol. 125 hydroxy calciferol. 125 hydroxy, this is cholecalciferol. So, daghan siya mga term na ipasok sa banga. So, ikaw na mag-ibo kung nakasabot ka. Okay guys, ano na siya? Again, pwede na siya 125 hydroxy, okay, hydroxycalciferol, D. Okay, 125 hydroxy, okay, cholecalciferol. Okay? Wala na siya, hindi kung butang kag cholecalciferol. Okay? Muna siya. And then, 125 hydroxy calcitriol. Kanang calcitriol, mo man ang vitamin D3. Okay? Ganon. So, muna siya sa stage sa kidney. Muproduce ka of vitamin D2 coming from the liver. You get the point? Okay? Ganon siya. Okay? So, ang sun, dito sa ito ang sun, driver, hindi siya mawagi o dito ha. Kaya gitin naman siya, dito na siya. Okay? Pero hydroxylase ang process. Okay guys? Ano siya? Sa ito pa, kung may question in the future, what is the another term for vitamin D? Ay, katinta na ito na kasi. Ang imong answer na dito, calciferol dahil dito. Okay? Why? Ganun naman si calci from the word calcium. Why? Because if you have enough levels of vitamin D, it will help the calcium absorption in your digestive system. And it will maintain the levels of your calcium and phosphorus in your gut, and digestive system. Then it will lead to mineralize. Okay, mineralize the parts of our bones. So there will be a lot of minerals to make our bones strong, like that, to avoid, okay, hypercalcemic tetany syndrome or disorder, so that you will not develop osteomalacia and osteoporosis. Get the point? Osteomalacia is the softening of the bone. Osteoporosis is the weakening of the bone. So therefore, we conclude you will never develop osteoporosis if you don't undergo first osteomalacia. It will be softened first before it will be weakened. And after that, it will break. Okay? That's why you need to have vitamin D. Because kung namin igong vitamin D, the calcium and the phosphorus will go together. Okay? You get the point? Na naka-level na calcium, so it will intensify more with the vitamin D. You get the point? Kaya mag-unsam nagtaas ka level sa calcium, then you don't have vitamin D. So who will try to conduct the absorption process in the hydroxylation process, di ba, ang vitamin D? So useless ang phosphorus at ang calcium. Get the point? Because these two minerals for the bone health and the teeth health or musculoskeletal health are dependent with vitamin D. Get the point? So useless lagi ako mag-sikat inom og gatas kung wala dyan kay vitamin D. Okay? Because calcium, phosphorus are directly related to the levels of your vitamin D. You get the point? And in fact, vitamin D3 coming from the cholesterol you have in your body. So imagine how amazing is that. Okay? And then if you expose yourself to the ultraviolet rays of the sun, it will convert it to vitamin D3. So, ano ba, di ba? Oh. Any questions so far? And now we go to another functional group. Okay? Ang sa pamang functional group, ako gustong mahibawan, guys. Protein. Okay? Ang protein, sikat ka tayo siya. Charot. Okay? So, ang general formula sa protein. Number 4 na ninyo. Kasi, ito na ko karoon na. Minutes na lang. Chart. Okay.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Number 3, protein. Ganon. If I will say, what is the building block of protein? Question is siya, without choices in examination. Blank is the building block of protein. Lumagisod ka no? Blank is the building block of amino acid. Ganon. Blank is the building block of nucleic acid. Meaning to say, without these components, it will not become a protein. That's what we mean by building block. Okay? Blank is the building block of life. Diba? So, may ana na question, usually found na siya sa mga examination sa science. Okay, for example, I'll say, okay, blank is the building block of life. Building. Kung ngayon ko, blank is a building block of a house. Your answer will be the concrete hollow blocks or the concrete bricks. Right? It's the building block of the house and the home or a building. Okay, if there's no concrete, it will not stand in the wall. So the same story as that also. Is the building block of life. What is that? Okay, building block of life. Okay. Okay. The answer for this is protein. Because large of protein is dominant in our body. Okay? Specifically, the collagen protein. Okay? Like that. Protein. O, ganon. So, kung na po, blank is the building block of protein. Just like why and why questions in the, what do you call this one? In the analysis, why and why analysis in making, what do you call this one? In making hazards operability study, and in making also the, what do you call this one guys? PHA, process hazards analysis. Okay, you have to why and why question, and then you have also to ask, after answering, you ask also another question from that answer, and then like that, just like very, very investigative. Something, until such time, wala na kayo ma-answer, so mo na to siya, relevant to siya nga, last nga point. Okay, wala naman kayo ma-answer. Mo ito yung pinaka-importante na sa imong root cause analysis. Because wala naman kayo ma-dig pa after that. Questioning why, like that. That's why is the most intelligent question. Okay, why? Not what, not where, not who, not what, not how. It's always why. Is the most intelligent question of all the W's, 7 W's and 1 H, right? What, why, where, when, like the who, like that, right? And H, 5 W's and 1 H, right? Sa investigation. Okay. Now, so the building block of protein is the amino acid. Nakakaloka. Now, may muna po, what is the building block of amino acid? It is the nucleic acid. Nakakaloka. Okay. Now, may muna po, what is the building block of nucleic acid? Napatay. Okay. So here, will be unique na talaga siya. That would be the pentoses sugars. Okay, pentoses sugars. Okay, pentoses sugars, or what we call as the ribose or deoxyribose. Deoxyribose. Diba? Diba? Tama ba ko? Kung ano siya may tago. Okay? So sa DNA, nanadiri ang DNA sa nucleic acid. Tingin mo kung deoxyribose, mo rin siya ang DNA. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Sa RNA, okay, ribonucleic acid lang siya. Because ribose sugar. And then deoxyribonucleic acid because deoxyribose sugar is in here. Okay, mo rin siya tanan sa nucleic acid. Okay? Now, ang genetic information na to, or the genes, coded information, will be based on the nucleic acid. Okay? Like that. So it comes really starting from protein. Okay? From the parent protein. Actually, ang parent pa ng protein is carbohydrates really. Okay? Sa taas pag-ibig niya. Okay? But wala pa yung, hindi man siya known good sa references or sa any theory ng the building block of carbohydrates, unggoy nga na good. Diba? Kasi, may nga naman so the building block of life, protein nga, hindi naman i-apil ang carbohydrates. Munang hindi na ito i-apil ay. Okay? But we know that the biosynthesis will start from carbohydrate, the CHOs. Okay? Coming from the original reaction, photosynthesis. Okay, mo dyan yung tinugdan sa kanan guys ha. Ang photosynthesis, wag yun tayo pagkaon without photosynthesis. Kaya dyan mabuhi ang mga trees, mga plants, mga animals. If there's no photosynthesis with the reaction of the light energy of the sun, di mabuhi ang mga chicken, wala tayo kaon ng chicken, dili-dili alatol. Okay? So, very important ang photosynthesis. Okay, and the oxidative phosphorylation. Why? Because the phosphorus coming from the sun will produce the phosphorus in our bone to regulate our bone health, the same as calcium. And the one will intensify that, the vitamin D. Okay? Absorption. Ganun. Di ba? Nakakaloka. Okay. Muna siya. Muna na siya guys sa mga basic concept na doon siya good. Muna lang makatabang tanin niyo sa board examination. Wow! Okay? Dili ko mo garanti sa problem solving. Di kay ko kakuan sa board. Sa problem solving. Average na kayo ko. Char! Okay? Oh. Ini ko siya so far for that. Okay? Na nakabala ka sa protein. Di ba naman itong protein, no? Oh, R, C, H, NH2, right? Oh. R, C, H, NH2, COOH. Oh, ganun. Ano siya protein? So, combination of amine and alkyl and acid. Okay, acid plus alkyl group. Okay, alkyl group plus amino group. Amino group. Okay? Ganun. Nandito na yung ka-amino group sa Sotero. Okay? Then we need protein, yes. Hindi naman, di sabihin ka ng ang nitrogen. Of course, sa atmosphere. Diba? Nag-create ni Lord. 79% of nitrogen and 21% of oxygen. Diha palang daan na natin nitrogen. Okay? Plus the nitrogen in the atmosphere transmitted to the plants. Okay? And animals na ato sa ikaon. Muna lang natin nitrogen na mong compost ko na siya sa amino group sa protein na atong gidawat sa atong lawas. Okay? So meaning to say, without nitrogen, we will also die. Not only oxygen. You get the point? Nitrogen and oxygen are very important components for human survival. Okay? You get the point? But ang nitrogen ang usa used as preservatives. Okay? That's why problem also. Okay? So, nitrogen. Okay? Muna, nitrogen fixation method, ganun. Okay? Or the Haber process, right? In the production of fertilizer. As far as I can remember, nitrogen gas plus hydrogen gas is equals to ammonia. Di ba? Haber process. Okay? So, muna siya. Protein. Ganon. Muna siya formula sa protein guys. Kung iyon ko guys, nakuan guys, for example, example lang. Okay. There's a lot of proteins. Millions of proteins inside our body. Musite lang ko mga delikadong protein. For example, bilirubin. Okay, bilirubin. What else? Bilirubin, creatinine. Okay, what else? Purine. Okay, purine. What else? Keratin, right? Keratin. Keratin. Keratin, ano siya? Isa pa yung mga puting, nagdagan juga yun. So, naputay carnitine. Carnitine. Okay. Carnitine. Carnitine. Nakakaloka. Okay. Or carnitine. Isa pa. Okay. Guys, kung imong tukion, makalibog ni siya guys ha. Because the hormone, you know hormone? The hormone and the protein, the same ending. Na siya in ichuva chuchu. So, imong bantayan permi, okay? Because sometimes, not sometimes, all the time na ba, ang mga isang hormone, we have a melatonin hormone, like that, okay? We have also the endorphin, serotonin, adrenaline, like that. The nasa ang caffeine, hormone or like this, protein. So mag-block din ko ani guys ha, to differentiate between the protein and the hormone. Okay, maglibog man tao sa unsay protein, unsay hormone. Okay? For example, natin caffeine. Okay, caffeine. Is caffeine a hormone or a protein? Or an amino acid? Because amino acid also ends in INE. For example, lecithin. Okay? Lecithin. Okay? Leucine. Ganon. What else? Nilalanin. What else? Guanine. Okay? Cytosine. Ganon. Kaloka. Okay? Di po ka na may mga NAA. So ano pag-identify NAA? Ganon. The only way to identify is to have the chemical formula. Okay? Klaro kayo kung amino na ay NH2. Okay, kani siyang mga amino acids. Okay, tumingon ka og kaning kuan, not necessarily have amino acid kung hormone. Not necessarily kung hormone ha. Pero kung protein na abot siya NH2 because na may general formula. Okay, unsa nimong taminahan ni gayuna. So, na siya amino tuod pero wala siya carboxylic group ang amino acid. Okay? Ay, nasi acid, sorry. Nasi acid, ang kuan, hormone. Wala siya carboxylic acid, sorry. Okay, acid na siya in the first place, di ba? Ganon, di ba? Dili kayo mo correct ang brain cells. Okay, nakakaloka. By default, RCHNH2, wala siya. Okay. Ato ito sa tagsa, bilirubin. Ganon. Asa man ni sa katong liver damage, itaas ang imong bilirubin level above 1.2 mg per deciliter. Ang imong creatinine, dangerous ang kidney malfunction kung above 5 mg per deciliter. Ang purine, kung above siya 8 mg per deciliter, it will convert into uric acid, can cause arthritis. Ganon, gout, ganon. Ang keratin, kung less keratin ka, dali ka maupaw. Okay, wala kay buhok because this is the protein needed for the growth of the hair, growth of the skin, growth of the nails. Diba? Nails like that. Now, if you have mga katul-katul sa panglawas, diba, related to skin, meaning to say lack of keratin protein ka. Kung na kayo mga buni, an-an, had-had, like that, or ringworm. Because your skin, lack of protein, di kaon niya ang inyong skin sa fungi. If you have enough level of keratin, that will not be happening because they will never eat the surface of your skin. Get the point? Na kung dili ka maupaw, kuwang kang keratin protein. Even if 30 years old ka, you are now bald. You don't have the hair. Because you have lack of keratin protein. Hair growth man siya. Diba? Muna siya ang keratin. Okay. Now, ang carotene. Asa man niya ang carotene? At tuloy siya add sa mga energy drink, sa mga fit and right, or most of the, it will be due to weight loss, ang L-carnitine. Okay? Ganon. Kasi yung mga reaction dito, mag-produce siya ang energy ma-breakdown, mag-consistent, kung siya mo-purify, ganon, weight loss na yun. Wala naman mga fats. O diba? Ganon. Na ang caffeine, asan na siya stimulant. It helps you active and awake like that, or you can never you can focus and you can never sleep easily if you have more caffeine level in your body, something like that. Okay, especially if you want to sleep like this, I want to sleep now, I will drink coffee has a caffeine, I cannot sleep immediately. Okay, like that. Ganon. And others, kaya siya mga amino acids lang naman siya ang uban. Okay, general function sa amino acids, kung ano na siya for protein synthesis. Daog na, pasok sa banga. Diba? There will be no protein if there's no amino acids. Okay. Get the point? Wala siya. Wala siyang protein, guys. Kaupat, guys, ang saman. Charot. Okay. Nucleic. Gusto ka nucleic, nucleic acid. Lisod. Okay. So, saan man itong nucleic, charot. Nakakaloka. For nucleic, okay. Nucleic, di ba? Let's say, na siya phosphate, right? Phosphate group, okay, plus, pentose sugar or the ribose or deoxyribose. Okay, nakaloka. And, amino acid. Okay. Okay. Now, translate this to a chemical formula. Nakalimot man ko, muna akong gi-translate. Okay? Phosphate. Kung saan man ang phosphate, di ba PO43? Ang pentose, di ba pentose sugars or aldopentose sugars family. The ribulose, the
ribose, taga-deoxyribose. Okay? Muna siyang C5. Okay, C5, blah blah blah, so and so. Okay? If we have C5, nakalimutan ko sa formula nga na ay C5, so gamitan din natin itong empirical formula sa carbohydrates. Okay? Kinakalimut mo ko. So H2O, so C5, H2 times 5 O5. So this will be C5, H10O5. Muna siya ang mga pentose sugars. Okay. Di ba dali ra pag na-memorize ng mga empirical formula? Okay. Now, plus amino acid, of course, NH2. Okay? Ganon. NH2, o kung saan na lang natin siya ng amino acid group, katong mga pyrimidine, adenine, naghan kayo siya, mga uracil, thymine, guanine, o diba? Okay, muna siya yung ipuno dari ari. O, nasa kayo sugar dari ari, o, naka na rin, no, nucleic acid din siya, guys. Diba? Kaya posible naman po kayo nasa examination na padrawing mo ka o nucleic acid, wala may anak sa examination. Oy, tao, ikapay mo drawing sa structure, o tingisuraan ang mga motit ng examinees. Okay, usually, yan na rin ang question sa mga examination. What are the components of a nucleic acid? Ano din? A, phosphate, B, pentose sugars, C, amino acids, D, acids, okay, like this. E, none of the above. E, all of the above. The answer will be all of the above. Okay, gano'n. Klaro na tayo mapasak sa mga phosphate, pentose, o amino acid. Ano na question sa mga examinations? Dili nakapadrawing mo ng structural formula. Okay, it will take time. At the same time also, the computers cannot check that also. Okay? Di man human being ang mo-check sa computerized examination. Yung mo-recognize din siya ang mga pyrimidine, ganon. Kalaw ka. Diba? Diba? Yung choices niya, lisod ka na ibuhat sa questionnaires ang mga benzene ring, double bond. Lisod ka na buhat ko sa examination sa computerized, sa K-pad, sa laptop. Pagbuhat ko ng mga pentagon, dali ba? So that's the main reason, technically, na dili ko na siya hatag sa examination. Ipa-identify mo na ay structural formula or na ay general formula, ikaw ang structurized. Huwag din na siya karimi. Theory na gano'n, ano na niya, kuan ba, ibida. Okay? Ganon. Siya. Kung ano siya nucleic acid. Okay? Diba mo kung mo drawing ko, unay tayo. Char! Nawag, ay tayo, pwede na tayo. Any questions so far, guys? Matuwag na ko. Sakit ako mata. Any questions so far? You can comment down below in the comment section and you can subscribe my YT channel if you want. And then click the notification bell for some of this investigation. Bye bye, God bless everybody. Everybody take a rest. Okay, but I'm not in good shape. Ciao. Bye bye. Patulog na ako. Diba? Uy! Udah.